Hello, my name is Mr. Cho and I welcome you to my study room. If today is your first time, then I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel for more videos. In the past few videos, we've been studying around coordinate geometry and more specifically the equation of a circle. And in the few videos before this one, we treated how to find the equation of a circle when you are given the center and the radius. In today's study, it's going to be the other way around. How do you find the center and the radius of a circle when you are given the equation of a circle, either in the standard form or in the general form? That is the objective of today's lesson, and I encourage you to pay attention while we go through together. Thank you once again for making time with me. Let's go straight into the details of today's study. So the equation of like I said earlier, the equation of a circle can be given both in the standard form or the general form, but then you'll be asked the same question. So let's take questions on both of them quickly. The general instruction is find the center and radius of each of the following circles. And the first question is the equation x minus 5 all squared plus y minus 1 all squared equals 25. So this, like I said earlier, this question is in the standard form of the equation of a circle. So we are going to write the standard form of the equation of a circle and compare. We are just going to compare this with x minus a all squared plus y minus b all squared equals r squared. Good. Like I said earlier, we are just comparing. So comparing the two of them, x is here, negative here. So it means a will be equal to 5. So a equals 5. And the same here, our b will be equal to 1. And if r squared equals 25, then taking square root of both of them will give us 5. It means that our r equals 5. And we know that the center of a circle has a coordinate AB. So that means we conclude that therefore the center is 5, 1 and radius equals 5 units. We can take another example, and this one I would like you to pause the video and work it out. Alright, so number 2 is x plus 2 all squared plus 1 minus 3 all squared equals 36, and you have to find the center and the radius. I'm sure if you did it to you should be having the center to be negative 2, 3, and the radius to be 6 units. We take another example. Example 3 is in the general form, the general equation of a circle, and still we are finding the center and radius of the circle with equation x squared plus y squared minus 8x plus 2y plus 13 equals 0. This case, again, we are going to write the general equation of a circle, then we compare. So we are going to compare this with, let me write it with a different color, x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals 0. So we are going to compare the two of them. Handling students for some time now realize that when you say you are comparing two equations or something, some students have challenge with that. So I tried to practicalize it as much as I could. And that is what I'm going to do now. Comparison, meaning that what is here in the top one should be the same as what is at the down one. So that is what we are going to do. So by comparison, you can see that there is x squared, there is x squared here. There is y squared here, there is y squared here. And for the 2g x to be equal to negative 8x, unless 2g is equal to negative 8 before the two of them can be equal. And by dividing both sides by 2, we are going to have g to be equal to negative 4. Then as we compare further, we come here also for this and this to be equal, unless 2f is equal to 2, unless this 2f here is equal to the 2 here before they can be the same. And when we divide through both sides by 2, we are going to have f to be equal to 1. And we know that the center of the circle is negative g, negative f, right? So that means the center of this our circle is negative g will be 4, and then negative f will be negative 1. That is the center of our circle. Now that we have the center of the circle, we are now going to find the radius of the circle. And from how we obtain the general equation of a circle, we discovered that r, which is the radius of the circle, will be equal to the square root of g squared plus f squared minus c. And with this one, I want to encourage anyone who is having challenge with this to go back and watch my video on the general equation of a circle. And it was explained there very well for you to know why we have this. So now let's go ahead and substitute our values into it, meaning that the radius of our circle is going to be the square root of our g is negative 4, that is squared, plus our f is 1 squared minus c. And from here, the c is the constant in our circle, and that is 13. So minus 13. Remember, the square root is over all of them. Alright, so this will give us square root of negative 4 squared is 16 plus 1 minus 13. And that will give us the square root of 16 plus 1 is 17. 17 minus 13 is 4. The square root of 4 is 2 units. We will conclude that therefore the center of our circle is 4, negative 1, and the radius is 2 units. I'll give you the next example for you to pause the video work and check your answer with mine. Before you go on to the next example, I will have to just quickly add that maybe you may be having challenge with finding the center and radius. When the equation is stated in the general form, then you can change it yourself into the standard form by using the method of completing of squares to get it, and then that one is easier to pick. So just by saying that, let me just work this second question quickly by using the completing of squares so that you decide on whether you should use the general form straightforward or you should change it to the standard form by using the completing of squares before you work. So I'll use that as the alternative method to this one. Alright, so then, like I said earlier, in the alternative method, we are going to use the method of completing of squares to change this equation to the standard form so that we can just compare them quickly. And by completing of square, those who will have challenge with this can also watch my video on solving quadratic equations using the method of computing on square, and you'll be very fine because I took my time to explain it very well there. We are going to first of all group the x terms together and group the y terms together and the constant to the right hand side. That is what we are going to be doing. So by rewriting this, we are going to have x squared minus 8x plus y squared plus 2y equals negative 13. All right. Then we are going to complete the square for the x and then for the y. And like I said, I'm just going through, like we all know completing of squares already. But for anyone who doesn't know the completing of squares, you just have to watch my video on solving quadratic equations using the method of completing of square. So let's do that quickly. So this is going to give us x squared minus 8x, then half of this will be negative 4, so plus negative 4 squared, then plus y squared plus 2y, half of 2 will be 1 squared, then equal to negative 13. This one that we added here and this one, we are going to add both of them to this side. So that will be plus negative 4 squared plus 1 squared. So we added this to both sides and added this to both sides, which are the half of the coefficients of x and y respectively. So by completing this, to factorize this, you are going to get x minus 4 all squared plus y plus 1 all squared equals negative 13 plus negative 4 squared is 16 plus 1 squared is 1, and this is going to give us x minus 4 all squared plus y plus 1 all squared equals negative 13 plus 16 is 3 plus 1 is 4, so equals 4. And now we have been able to express our general equation in the standard form, which is in the form x minus a all squared plus y minus b all squared equals r squared. So by comparison, then our a will be equal to 4, b will be equal to negative 1, and it's only negative 1 that you can fix here to have positive 1 like this for them to be equal. So we have this, and then our radius will be equal to 2, because if the square radius square gives us 4, then radius will be equal to 2 units, and this is the same as what we have here. So this is for those who will not be able to negate the G and the F to get the center of the circle, having challenge with that. Then they can use the completing of squares method to get it in the standard form and look for their center and their radius. Now let me give you the next question, which I would like you to pause the video and solve and share your answer with me in the comment box if you wish to. This is a question. You have to find the center and radius of the circle with equation x squared plus y squared minus 8x minus 8y minus 12 equals 0. So pause the video, work it, and compare your answers with mine later. So if you compare very well, the coordinate of the center of your circle will be 4 and 4, and your radius is going to be square root of 44 units. If you don't get it well, just go back and take your time and work it again. You are going to get the same thing. And this is where we bring today's study to an end. I hope it's been of help to you. If yes, why not consider subscribing to this channel for more videos? Thank you for making time with me, and I hope to see you another day in my study room. Bye bye.